Hi, I'm Colleen, and I am going to do a reading here for you guys. Collective reading. We're kind of in a portal here right now. Um, this is 1213, but we just had the 1212 portal of just a connection to what's going on with the solar system and everything, what's going on in the system, in our systems, and we're all recalibrating. And so I was wanting to do just a collective reading about all of us and how we're all being affected by this. Ah, seems like we're having a little hard time. Nine of Swords. Right off the bat. That's the underlying situation. People are freaking out. It seems like a nightmare situation that we're in right now. And we're just trying to get by, it seems like. But we have the wheel. The wheel. Wheel of Fortune. Might be a nightmare situation, but the wheel keeps turning. We are coming out of it. It's not something that is impossible to heal. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. So there's an apple in between the Hand of Hearts in there and the ocean there. And then he's got the kind of cords coming out of his chest. And there's a guy floating up above. It's almost like he's floating out of his body. He's floating out of his body. And when pigs fly, when pigs fly. Page of Cups. Pages are usually bringing information. It's usually some kind of a message. Emotion is cups are usually emotion. He seems like he's leaving his body. The hands and the heart are around an eaten apple, like the apple has been eaten. Then we have the Knight of Cups. The page and then the knight. Interesting. The Knight of Cups. Knights are usually action. Cups are emotion. So it's a nightmare situation, but maybe we need to take action and understand that we have the Wheel of Fortune at our feet, and we have a choice. Then we get the Page of Pentacles. I love this deck. The Page of Pentacles. So this card says to me that we just need to center ourselves. See how she's sitting in the center of that circle? She's got the medicine wheel. She's dancing. Pentacles is abundance in health or in wealth. Page of Pentacles sounds like we need to listen to what's coming out. There's information from the heart. We need to maybe listen from the heart and not carry too much of a burden. Not let it be a burden on us. This is the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is usually you're trying to carry too much of a burden on yourself. It seems like a nightmare situation, but it's going to work itself out. That's what this is saying to me, is that it's an immediate future. There's a journey. It is a journey, right? It's a journey. We're just trying to work it out. We can't carry the whole burden. We have to, okay, so then we get the Five of Wands. Fives can be kind of negative cards. Usually like a lot of work. Work is happening. See how they're building this? And they're climbing up. And they're trying to get to the light. The fire at the top. Fire is action. Looks like they're building their staircase as they go. They're not waiting for the staircase to be built. They're just going up it and reaching for that fire. They're climbing that ladder and reaching for the fire. Some of them are falling, you know, some of them are falling. That guy in the bottom there where my finger is, he's falling, it looks like. But everybody else is just climbing and just keeps climbing. It's climbing from the bottom there. We're climbing the ladder. We're climbing the imaginary ladder. We're climbing that imaginary ladder from all the burdens that we think that we have, when really we just need to let it go and, you know, stay centered. We need to stay centered. We need to let it go, because the Wheel of Fortune is turning all the time. And then we get the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is a very good card in that, you know, we're juggling. We're juggling. There's a lot of balls in the air, you know. There's a lot of things happening, and, you know, we can choose to pick out the one that we want. And we get the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups. Notice how she's just floating up. Cups is water. So she's underwater, and she's floating with all those cups. And the treasure is down there below. This seems like a joyous occasion. Like we're juggling, we're climbing, we're taking the journey. We're realizing that we have to stay centered so that we can make that journey. Right. And then we get the Chariot. He's going fast. But he's sitting up there. It's magical. The Chariot. And the ambulance is going in the background. You hear that? It's interesting. The Chariot it can be that there's an arduous path ahead, But it can also be that, I mean, look, he's confidently sitting on top of that. Those horses are just charging right into it. Charging right into it. Knowing that it's a nightmare situation, but the only way to really get out of it is to take action. We need to take the action. Take the action. Go for the love. We're going for the love, aren't we? I am. It's a choice, you know, it's all a choice. Then we get the King of Swords. It's been a battle. It's been a battle. But he has all of his, you know, animal guides, his wisdom around him. There's the intuition. There's the raven. There's the owl. He's got the wisdom of the battle behind him. I'm hoping that that's where we're going, right? We're going to have a battle that's behind us. Or maybe we just need to not take on the whole burden ourselves, you know. And then we get the Three of Pentacles, which is creating. You know, we're creating. 3 is creativity. So it feels like we have a journey. You know, we have a journey we're on. And we just need to stay centered. And, you know, maybe leave our bodies a little bit. Maybe, you know, maybe there's a... Maybe we need to just trust in the ascension. Trust that they don't really have any control over us unless we give it to them. You know, we are sitting on top of that wheel. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We're sitting on top of that wheel, ready to fly. And they want us to be in this nightmare situation mindset. This is where they want us to be. They want us to be stressed out and worried and anguished and upset. And because if we are, we're easily controllable. If we are in that mindset instead of in this mindset where we know it's been a battle, we know it's a battle, but we're still wise. We are wise to what's going on. And we need to build. We need to build a new community. We need to think about community and think about building it, you know, and centering ourselves and making the plan for what we really want. We can't take it all on ourselves, but we definitely need to, you know, carry some weight, but not all of the weight. We need to have our helper help us to carry the weight. I'm going to get a Seeds of the Feminine. So this, I love this deck. Kind of reminds me of like Native American or Aboriginal. But, so Spirit, what is a good message for people today, for this collective today, for the end of this message here? What is a good message for us? Always a good message. Put your hands in the dirt. Connect to the earth. Center yourself. That's basically what this message sounds like to me. Center yourself. Put your hands in the dirt. Find the earth. On the bottom of the deck, Wrap yourself in a handmade quilt. So, we need to put our hands in the dirt. We need to wrap ourselves in our grandma's quilt. And we need to remember that we are the power. We are the wisdom. We are. We just have to build it for ourselves. We have to make it. We have to juggle it and pick what we want. Pick the good things out of it. It might take a little bit of going outside of ourselves, going outside of the box of what we think is, the true. I mean, it doesn't have to be when pigs fly, right? It can be whatever we want it to be. We just have to dream it, right? I keep talking about, putting our government on minimum wage, taking away their health care, taking away everything we pay for, and, you know, see how fast things start changing. Because until we fire them all and actually decide what we want our country to look like, they're just going to keep taking advantage of us. And we really don't have much say. It's just so ridiculous to me that they can't afford for us what we're affording for them. It really is ridiculous. I was going to pull a little Buddhist wisdom of the Buddha. Little wisdom of the Buddha. Okay, what's our last little message here? Look at that, just dropped right out. 2 of them. It says, you already have all the answers. They are hidden within your silence. You already have all the answers. They are hidden within your silence. So we need to quiet ourselves. We need to center. We need to find what we really, truly want our world to look like. You don't have to wait for someday. Start loving yourself today. That's a very important message. I think a big part of the control factor in our world today is that we don't love ourselves enough. We are not looking in the mirror and telling ourselves we love each other, ourselves. We're not telling ourselves we love ourselves. We're not holding our heads and our hearts together in cohesion. We are just floating along and letting them run roughshod over everything that we hold dear. What are your values? What do you want your world to look like? We don't have much opportunity to play games. It's coming quick, and we're not. I don't understand how it just keeps going. Like, what the hell? Breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. That's truly what it is. We just need to breathe through it and put it out there, though. Voice what you want. Write down what you want. Let's build this place into something that we all can be proud of. I know right now in America, I'm an American and I am embarrassed to call myself an American. I'm ashamed and disgusted with my country and what it's doing to the people that are here. And I don't agree with any of it. And it's just insane, you know. I am nobody to tell anybody else how to live their life, and that's the way it should be for all of us. Some loud noise going by. Anyway, I love you, and thank you so much for listening, and thanks for showing up. I appreciate you. Have a good day.